Bills Mafia. Before we jump headfirst into today's breakdown, and trust me, this one is electric, let me start by saying something that matters. This team is fighting every single day to improve. They're adjusting, correcting, sharpening, and refusing to let setbacks define them. That mentality is why they're still in this playoff push, why they're still dangerous, and why moments like today's comeback even happen. And if you appreciate this kind of deep Bills coverage, where we speak honestly, passionately, and directly to Bills Mafia, smash that like button, drop your comment, and hit subscribe. It keeps this community strong and helps us bring more exclusive stories straight to you. Bills Mafia, if you want to check out the official Buffalo Bills store, the link is in the description and in the comment. Tons of new Sideline gear and hoodies available. All right, let's dive into this incredible roller coaster of a game. On Sunday afternoon, the Buffalo Bills walked onto their home field for a critical AFC showdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. And from the very beginning, things felt uneasy. The Bengals controlled the tempo, Joe Burrow looked poised, Cincinnati led most of the way, and the Bills looked like they were searching for answers. But Bills fans, you already know the heart of this team. They've been knocked down all season, left for dead by national media, questioned, doubted, dismissed, but never broken. And then the fourth quarter happened, and everything changed. With Cincinnati driving, Joe Burrow attempted a simple screen, something he's executed 1,000 times, but Christian Benford read it like he had the play saved on his tablet the night before. He jumped the route, snagged the ball cleanly, and suddenly, Highmark Stadium exploded. Benford sprinted all the way in for a pick six, flipping the scoreboard and flipping the momentum of the entire game. Bills Mafia, you could feel the energy through the screen. A defensive play that felt like a lightning strike. But here's the wild part. Buffalo wasn't done, not even close. On Cincinnati's next offensive snap, Burrow tried to settle things down, but his pass was tipped, and A.J. Epinesa was right there, fully alert, fully locked in, grabbing the interception. 2 plays, 2 turnovers, 2 game-changing moments. And suddenly, the Bills had the ball again, this time with a chance to take full control. Josh Allen marched the offense down the field, overcoming a 4th and goal situation, punching in a dagger touchdown that pushed Buffalo's lead into double digits. A team that had been trailing nearly all afternoon was now dictating the game. A team that had been beaten up by injuries, criticized by analysts, shrugged off by outsiders, was standing tall. This was without question one of the most resilient in-game turnarounds of the Bills' entire 2025 season. Let's be honest, the 2025 season has been chaotic. The Bills have endured offensive struggles, protection issues, including surrendering 8 sacks to Houston, a battered defensive front, constant personnel shuffling, national scrutiny, questions about depth, coaching, and long-term direction. And yet, they keep getting back up. And this game, this comeback, was a perfect snapshot of the team's identity. They bend, but they don't break. And now the defense, despite all the inconsistencies and injuries, continues to create game-changing moments exactly when Buffalo needs them most. Just as Bills Mafia was celebrating the defensive heroics, the team received a blow. Joey Bosa is out with a hamstring injury, and according to team sources, this could sideline him longer than just this week. This is huge. Bosa has been one of the central reasons Buffalo's pass rush looked rejuvenated early this season. Without him, the Bills lose a premier edge rusher, a tone setter, a leader, and a player opposing quarterbacks fear. And considering how thin this team has already been at moments up front, losing Bosa amplifies every challenge they face. With Bosa out, the Buffalo Bills made a move that didn't shock insiders, but still carries real weight. Buffalo elevated 10-year veteran Morgan Fox to the active roster. Now, Fox isn't Joey Bosa, let's get that clear. But Fox is one of those underappreciated veterans who always finds a way to contribute. He's recorded 27.5 career sacks. And what's even more impressive, he's gotten better with age. During his recent run with the Chargers, he logged 15.5 sacks over 3 seasons, the exact same franchise where Bosa became a star. That means Fox understands the same defensive teaching, the same culture, and the same style of play. He's savvy, he's disciplined, he brings leadership, and he understands leverage and hand usage in ways young players can learn from. He won't replace Bosa's athleticism, but he can stabilize the edge. And with a defense that has struggled against the run and lived off pressures rather than sacks, Fox's presence might help hold the unit together. Even though the Bills' run defense has been one of the worst in the league this year, even though the pass rush hasn't always finished plays, even though the personnel has been shuffled, battered, and reassembled week after week, they still create chaos. They still pressure quarterbacks, they still force turnovers, and they still own game-changing moments like today. That's coaching. That's culture. That's resilience. And that's why Buffalo is still firmly in the playoff hunt. He wasn't 100% healthy. He wasn't running full throttle, but even at 80%, this man reminded us exactly what this offense has been missing these last 3 weeks. He finished with 4 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown, and every single one of those touches mattered. It's not just the stats. It's the feel of the offense with Kincaid out there. The spacing improves, defenses hesitate, Josh gets his trusted outlet back. And if this kid ever stays consistently healthy, we're talking about a top 5 pass-catching tight end in the NFL. No question. While Kincaid made noise, it was Dawson Knox who lit the spark early. He caught Buffalo's first pass of the game, a 32-yard strike from Josh Allen, and he never cooled down. Knox finished with 6 receptions for 93 yards and a 2-point conversion, leading the team in receiving and proving that when both tight ends are cooking, this offense doesn't need a true W1 to be explosive. This was one of Knox's best all-around performances in years. He blocked well, he played physical, he made big plays in big moments. A massive day from the big man. Christian Benford. Remember the name. Circle it, highlight it, because this man saved the game. He was one of the only defensive players who looked consistent in coverage throughout the night, but his real impact came in the 4th quarter when Joe Burrow floated a screen just an inch too low. Benford read it perfectly, snagged it, and took it all the way home for a game-changing pick 6, his 2nd defensive touchdown in as many weeks. And it didn't stop there. Benford recorded a sack, made plays in the backfield, read Burrow like a book. This kid's development is one of the brightest stories of the season. Let me say this clearly. It is terrifying to imagine where this team would be without Josh Allen.
He was Houdini out there, escaping pressure, carving up the Bengal secondary, and dragging this offense forward when everything around him looked shaky. He threw perhaps the most ridiculous touchdown of the season, an 11-yard laser to Khalil Shakir while being pulled down from behind. Then, in the 4th quarter, Allen ripped off the longest touchdown run of his career, 40 yards, weaving through defenders like a running back. And after the defense flipped the momentum, Allen stepped on Cincinnati's throat, converting on 4th and goal with a touchdown pass to Jackson Haas. This game was a reminder. As long as Josh Allen is under center, Buffalo is never out of it. Now, Bills Mafia, we have to talk about it. Taron Johnson had one of the roughest games of his career. He gave up multiple 3rd down conversions to Mike Gesicki, including a touchdown. He was flagged for a questionable but costly 33-yard pass interference, then another penalty later. The Bengals clearly targeted him, and it worked. Johnson's been a warrior for this defense over the years, but this was a day he'll want to erase from memory. Let me be clear. Ty Johnson has been playing great football this season, but one moment put him on this list. On the Bills' opening drive, he broke loose, nothing but snow and glory in front of him, what should have been a walk-in 36-yard touchdown. But the snowy turf betrayed him. He slipped, was touchdown at the 13, and the Bills ended up settling for a field goal. In a 5-point game, that's a tough pill to swallow. Again, he's been solid, but in a shootout, that was a 4-point swing Buffalo didn't need to give away. James Cook is having the best season of his young career, but Bills Mafia, we have to be honest. The fumbles are becoming a huge issue. He fumbled twice on the same drive in the third quarter. The first was wiped out by a penalty, but the second, on a dive for the end zone, was recovered by Cincinnati. Instead of taking the lead, the Bills gave the ball away. That marks 4 fumbles in 2 weeks, 2 lost. This offense does not have the margin for error to afford repeated turnovers. Cook has to lock this down. Add additional storyline, the defense turned the game. It looked bleak early. Joe Burrow was carving up the Bills' secondary, and Cincinnati went 7 of 8 on third downs in the first half. But Buffalo's defense flipped the script. Benford pick 6, A.J. Epineza deflected interception, massive fourth-quarter momentum swings. Those 2 plays alone completely changed the outcome. The Bills aren't perfect. They're not always consistent. They've had injuries, breakdowns, miscommunications, but they play with heart. And in a snow-covered shootout, heart sometimes wins. Bills fans, this game was emotional. It was tense. It was frustrating. And then it became unforgettable. But now, I want to know what you think. Which moment was bigger, Benford's pick 6 or Epineza's interception? Do you think the Bills' defense can keep producing clutch plays without Joey Bosa? Are Morgan Fox a solid replacement? Or should the Bills look to add more help? And the biggest question of all, did this win convince you that the Bills are a legitimate playoff team in 2025? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment, and you guys always bring incredible insights. Before you head out, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with another member of Bills Mafia. Your support means everything. Thanks for watching, and, as always, go Bills!